Okay, here we are at Spearhead Winery this afternoon. We're having a look at the two vintages, 2017 and 2018, of the Clone 95 Chardonnay Spearhead. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the source of the wine. So the source is about 80% of the fruit comes from a beautiful vineyard run by Graham Duncan down in the Naramata Bench. Vine age is about 12 years, and just as I say, a fabulous clone of Chardonnay. And we've been buying the fruit since 2017 and blending it with our own Clone 95 that we have here in the Gentleman's Farmer vineyard. The two work really well together. At some point in the future, we might break them out and have single vineyard wines of the two, but for the time being, they're making a great collective blend. So the process and how we make the wine, the grapes are whole bunch pressed, and after pressing, they're allowed to settle for a very, very short period of time just to kind of remove the heavy solids. Following that, the juice goes straight to barrel and is inoculated pretty quickly in barrel, and the fermentation goes on in barrel for about 6 months before it's completely dry. Following that, there's a malolactic fermentation, and that provides I would say, the texture of the wine. In many ways, you end up with a really creamy character that comes through. The wine's unashamedly barrel aged in that it has a lot of oak treatment, but the oak treatment is kind of unique for Chardonnay in that all the barrels that we're using are French oak barrels that have been steam bent as opposed to fire bent, which makes a fundamental difference in the style of the oak, and the texture of the oak ends up with low tannins and more spice, and it just sort of works well with the wine so that it's not toasty or smoky, but more nuances of spice, and that's what we're chasing here. The wine does, because of the malolactic fermentation, have a little bit of kind of caramel or butterscotch hints to it, which makes it very favorable for pairing with popcorn, or movie theater wine, as I call it. I would say that the fundamental difference between the two wines, the 27 and the 17 and the 18, is that the 17 comes from a very hot vintage. It was my first vintage here, and the wine was made in the old building here. And I would say the 17 is very spicy. It has a lot of power, a lot of intensity. There's also a lifted acidity to it, but it is genuinely very, very ripe. So the characters of the fruit are in the high spectrum of ripeness. Moving to the 18, almost the quintessential opposite, much more of a cool season, wet at harvest. So certainly the fruit is more in the medium ripeness camp. Still delicious, but showing, I guess, more orchard fruit and some lemon and some sort of characters that are more citrus than in the ripe tropical fruit camp. I like them both. They both have beautiful balance. In particular, the 18 is starting to really sort of, after, I would say close to a year in bottle now, starting to show characters, seamlessness, which is kind of the goal with all Chardonnay production, that you want all of these components to kind of come together in the wine, which I think they're doing very well. So that's what we have now, the 17 and the 18. Hope you enjoy them.
I just wanted to speak a little bit to the time and place to drink these wines. The 18 being a little younger and brighter, I find I really enjoy starting off with. It also goes nice with lighter fare. The 2017 is definitely more of a food wine these days. It pairs fantastic with any cream-based sauces, butter-based sauces, salmon, other seafood, turkey, chicken, ham, the list goes on. Hope you enjoy.